It's a great day to talk hockey with Grant McCagg on HabsCast.
Good evening, everyone. It's a great day to talk Bacher. David Reinbacher. When I saw this tweet from Mark, apparently due to paperwork being sent in late, I was thinking, oh, that's why Reinbacher hasn't been called up yet? Oh, no. All the big rumors about the Canadiens had a big deal, but the paperwork was late. Who was it? Oh, well. I don't like speculating like that too much, but I mean, I get it. I mean, what's done's done, right? I don't like these things being revealed because then players get, bent out of shape and rightly so. Like that deal, the Parayko deal, the people coming back, apparently coming back. How do they feel about the organization now that, that the trade didn't go through? That's why you don't reveal that stuff, and rightly so. I'd prefer that it not get out who it was because it didn't happen. So, why spend too much time on it? But I realize Habs fans like to do that and speculate away. I have no idea who it was. Honestly, I'm not going to do any digging. Not that I'm an insider anyways and that I find anything out, but I got my other couple minutes late here because I forgot about the small ring light not working anymore. So I set up the big guy there. Got it in green mode. It seems to look okay. A little less shadowy than yesterday, so hopefully this will work just fine here in the future. It's kind of nice not to have it actually clipped to the side of my laptop. So anyway, rock and roll. David Reinbacher. I thought 12:01 a.m. he'd be getting called up. Apparently not. Apparently not yet. I hope. Zeffel's on his 7th beer already. Don't be too late. I might go back to the Depiner. Right. Well, I think I probably started it like just as you were typing that out, right, Zeff? Okay. But don't let me stop you. If you got to go to the Depiner, go to the Depiner. I realize priorities are in order here. Big game tomorrow night. Boston already off to a 1-0 or 2-0 lead tonight. Close the gap. Huge. Going to have to beat them. Wouldn't have been quite so huge if they'd have won those freaking games on the weekend, but lose to San Jose and Anaheim. It's still burning me a little bit, especially losing that way late like that was. But who's going to come back with a vengeance? And Dave, I've told you this before, buddy. Log on, go on to YouTube and the live chat. I don't converse with people through X. Elon Musk doesn't want to compensate me. Elon Musk can take a hike. So if you want to chat with me and have me read your messages as I asked you before nicely, please just go to the YouTube channel, log on, HabsCast, and join the live chat on YouTube, please. Oh, and hit that like button. I need all the help I can get here. I'm just getting started with this. It's a full-time job, so I need your support, and it's been great so far. But no, Dave, about a month ago. Hey, it was a while back, buddy. If you don't mind, I just I want people live chatting on YouTube. It's all good. I'm waiting right here beside the phone. Yeah. And Mark was saying it's reported today that the Habs had a trade that was rejected by the league. Yeah. I've been waiting for these reports to come out because there was nothing. There was no speculation. Usually Drager or somebody is saying, "Oh, this guy might be going to Montreal. Montreal's in talks," and there was nothing. Right? They managed to keep it pretty silent. By playing Hutson on the right, they're making their best defenseman worse. His splits this year are a big difference. Gooley needs to be bottom pair right now. Yeah, or even Gooley. Hey, has played less than 200 games. His goals against average isn't that bad. I checked it out, and he's actually on the ice for fewer goals against than the team. So, Eric Macramella is going to join me tomorrow. We're going to have a live lunch tomorrow with two Big Macs. Eric Macramella, Grant McCagg. Good to have Eric back on, by the way, and I welcome having him back tomorrow. He was on vacation in Mexico, and last week just got too tied up with some projects, but yeah, he's back. He's back tomorrow. So live lunch. Join us live tomorrow at lunchtime, noon Eastern, and Eric and I get caught up. We've got a lot to talk about. It's been before the trade deadline that we had our last chat, our last podcast, so it should be a good one. But let me just see here if I've got the... Okay, his goals against average this year, like goals that he's on the ice for per 60 is 3.05. So that's not too bad. You know who's got a really good goals against average, though? Struble, 2.29 this year. And you know what? Like Gooley's supposed to be physical. Sometimes he is, but he hasn't been overly this year. He is struggling a little bit at times. You know, if they do call up Reinbacher, and I hope they do, because I really think they could use another right defenseman. They might consider the odd time sitting Gooley a game or two. I know this would have been unthinkable, at the start of the year or whatever, but have Struble in for Gooley and Reinbacher in there. And there's a little more physicality in the lineup than there is presently. And so you have like Struble, Carrier, third pairing, Reinbacher, and Reinbacher and Hutson's a pairing, and Matheson, Dobson a pairing, or whatever. You can mix the match, but I think if Gooley's struggling, and you've got 7 capable defensemen, and Jack-Eye could be in with Carrier too as the third pairing, whatever. Like, get to, and especially against a physical team, have either Jack-Eye or Struble in there and Reinbacher. Now, if you've been watching these videos that I've been posting on Reinbacher the past month, he is physical. He's got a little bit of jam, and we saw that in Europe. And there have been reports from people saying, like he was physical over there at 17, 18 years of age, 17 to 19. There is an edge to his game. I mean, he didn't come over to North America and just start out just going crazy in that regard, but seeing it more and more all the time. He'll give somebody a stick, give the extra shots after the whistle. He's a big, strong boy. And, like I got thinking he's not as strong as Seider and maybe not quite as edgy, but there are some similarities there. And part of it, I think probably has to do with the fact that just like Seider growing up in Germany and Reinbacher growing up in Austria, like he would have been dominant. He would have been absolutely dominant in minor hockey. And I'm sure he was very physical and skated circles around everybody, and just, just naturally has that physical edge to him because he was always bigger and stronger and better than everybody else. And that, as he goes along here, gets stronger, gets more used to North American hockey, I think we're going to see that in his game where he's just, hey, I'm bigger, I'm bigger than you, and you're going to pay the price here. I think he's going to be a very physical NHL defenseman. Clear the front of the net. You get near his goalie, he's gonna make you pay. Now, can he fight? I don't know. We'll probably find that out down the road, but I'm sure, like, he's 6'3.5". He's gonna weigh 225, 230 when he's completely filled out. I I'm guessing here, but I would say he's likely 210 to 215 right now. I know he's listed at 209 or something, but I have a feeling he's likely about 215. I saw him at his first development camp after he was drafted, and the lower body, like the legs, they were wearing shorts there, interviewing him and stuff. Very thick, strong lower body. He's got a good base there, and it probably just a question of him maybe, building the shoulders and arms a little bit more, chest, get maybe 5 more pounds, 10 at the most of beef on him as he matures here. But I think you'll be impressed once again with the video here. He's he's really developing. I think the problem, like, if you do bring up Reinbacher, then it makes it more likely that they would sit Carrier on occasion. And I think that you have to look at that. Like, I would have Reinbacher in the lineup every night, but then platoon, Carrier, Jack-Eye, Struble, and perhaps even Gooley if he continues to struggle. I mean, hey, the goal is to win here, right? Line a career 35 goal scorer, sits out. If he can sit out, if you're 13th most, the guy that's played the 13th most games in Montreal Canadiens history, 899, going to be probably 900 tomorrow night. Brendan Gallagher, if he can sit out, well, a kid that's struggled on and off here this year and has less than 200 NHL games under his belt in Gooley, it wouldn't be the end of the world if he had to sit out every now and then. Zach Bolduc, who they just traded for, they paid a heavy price for it, a guy that's playing 25 minutes a game on defense right now, he's sitting out. So nobody, Gooley's not, it's not an impossibility that if he continues to keep falling all over the place and not playing a physical game and struggling some, then it's a possibility that he sits the odd time too. Ideally, and the main reason for that is ideally you want 3 left defensemen and 3 right defensemen. It's, it's common practice in the NHL for a reason. You want guys playing on their right side. Hutson is a lot better on the left side than the right. I mean, he's capable on the right, but just like last night, where was he caught? He was over on his left side, right? His natural side. It's almost instinct for him to be over there sometimes. Thinking, wait a sec, I'm supposed to be the right defenseman here. And he, let the Gauthier waltz right in there and score the winning goal with 2 minutes left. So, it's likely still going to be Jack-Eye, Struble that sit the most, but hey, go by who's playing well. And right now, Struble, as far as I'm concerned, is playing better than Gouli, is playing better than Carrier, is playing better than Jacky. I'd have Struble in the lineup personally. I'd like to see Struble and Reinbacher in there and see what they can do. But keep Gouli in for now. That's a pretty good. That's a pretty good group. Then you'd have to have somebody on the. Struble's pretty good on the right. Like if you had to have a guy on the right, he might be the most comfortable. He played quite a bit of it Northeastern. He's pretty solid on the right most of the time. Anyway, you bring up Reinbacher and there's a lot of options, and you play the best six, the six that are playing the best, whoever that might be. Jacky the last month I think has been fine. I don't mind him in the lineup. I got no issues with that. I mean, I got issues with him playing 18, 20 minutes, unlike some people that just want him to be, on the ice all the time. But hey, what did he make a difference last night when it came to, like, he didn't end up fighting the VL kid. The VL kid just said, no, I'm not fighting. So how did Jacky's toughness benefit the team last night? VL went and ran a couple more guys after that. So it didn't deter him. And then he freaking sets up the winning goal at the end of the game. So Jacky was no deterrent last night when it came to keeping guys in check, right? So I think that's overvalued at times by fans in general. Just how much Jacky keeps the other team honest, Well, I mean, part of it is that he only plays 11 minutes or whatever. He's not on most of the time when VL is anyways. Like Marty's not going to say, every time VL gets on the ice, he's going to put Marty out there, because Marty's his sixth guy by a fair margin. Whenever Arber's in the lineup, he's Marty's sixth guy. And in the third period, he staples him to the bench as a rule. So, he wasn't going to be out there when VL set up the winning goal, because as usual, he's stapled to the bench the second half of a close game in the third period. But anyway, there'll be Jacky talk, so I figured I'd nip it in the bud already. There's always in our live chat you'll find, and it's worse on X. It's just I think Jacky might be talked about more than any other Habs player, and he's seventh defenseman, But that's Habs. That's the fervor, the zealousness of Hab fanatics, right? They love the game, just as there's thousands talking about, who was it that the Canadiens were trying to get, and the rumors that did come out sort of just vaguely said it at the time, like on trade deadline day, kind of leaned towards, it wasn't somebody that you would expect. Like, it wasn't the names that were hopping around. So it probably wasn't Thomas. Nyes, I think LeBrun came out today and said, no, I don't think it was Nyes. And I have a hard time believing that Toronto would, their biggest friggin' rival in over history, would trade such a significant piece to the Montreal Canadiens. I have a hard time swallowing that, Yeah, Montreal dealt Plekanec at the end of his career, and he played 15 games there. They didn't trade him in his prime. Montreal traded John Kordic once upon a time. So that wasn't like they swapped superstars, you know. I mean, they won that one by a long shot because Toronto traded Russ Courtnall, and they're looking to get tougher, more truculence, but lost quite a bit in speed and smarts in that deal. So I don't think it was nice. I don't believe those rumors. Maybe Nyes was shopped a little bit, but to Montreal, no. Is Rhino familiar with clearing the net in Laval? Guess you haven't been watching my videos, eh, Chris? I've posted about 5 games in the last month and featured him doing that a fair bit. And why don't we get to it right now, folks? Here's the video of David Reinbacher, his last game on Saturday night. No one ever beats him. When there's a puck going down to his zone, no one beats him to get it. He's great at puck retrievals. The kid can really skate. Like really skate. And again, trying to beat him to the outside. He does not get fully burned ever that I see. Right there. Maybe caught a little bit, but there he is. Look at the guy doesn't get within 5 feet of the net. Like, he's no Carrier when it comes to boxing out in front of the net. I'll tell you that much. 6'3.5", strong and physical. Did you like that pass that he made? That was right on the friggin' button, wasn't it? I just want to back that up again. But that just, because you see it quite a bit here. Here, he gets the puck right here. And it's a subtle thing, but look at, he's just so good at putting it exactly crisp outlet passes. And the Canadiens, fair to say, last game, you didn't see too much of that, did you? Well, he's going to help with the outlet passing, getting the puck rolling, getting it to a player who can keep rolling like that's going in full flight, right? But here, you look at the boxing out. There's an example of where, the guy doesn't get near. And Reinbacher had about 6 inches on him too, right? And, hey, he's bigger than most in the NHL, so here he is. Look at the gap control. One of the things we've been talking about with issue with the Canadiens is that I'm just going to back that up again too. See how close he is to the. I'm just backing it up, but look how close. Look how close he is. In Montreal's defense, they're usually about 20 feet away. They're back there, back at their face-off circle, and he's at the blue line. He has such confidence in his speed, his skating ability that, he's got no issue. He's got no issue having a tight gap, and that's important. Again, look how close the gaps are. The Habs, you see, at that point they're in their own zone already. Well, he's not even in his own zone. He was outside the blue line, challenging the guys right there. Look at this. The one guy beat, Reinbacher gets over. From his side, comes over and cuts him off at the pass. Again, gets to this guy trying to get around him. Nope. He gets the friggin' big mitts on him, and you're done. Rides him into the boards. It's the end of that. Again, that's not you're not going to see that from Alex Carrier. He'll try, but he's just not built that way. Reinbacher is. It comes naturally to him. Here he is again. I like his shot, how he gets his shots in through from the point. There he gets it again, keeps moving it around. He's, on a team that wasn't so banged up and had more scoring, he'd have a pile of points. It's too bad. There's one, and that's that stupid slingshot, right? Where he didn't quite kind of fanned on it a bit. So that was his one, mistake. But he made up for it and made sure that the guy didn't get away. He wasn't on the ice for a goal against here this game. Yet another one. Hit very low goals against average for him this year. And I like there again, moves the puck over to the middle, gets it back over. And the way he shifts his body, it's not going to be intercepted. There, another crisp pass. He can play on your power play. He's going to, down the road, you're going to see him on Montreal's second unit. I have no doubt. Here he is again. Gets, the right spot for the goalie to gives him a passing option there. And he got that one back all right on the slingshot. He made sure he got a little more mustard on that pass. And here he is left alone with the 1-on-1. The guy kind of, he got a shot off, but Reinbacher was right there. And it wasn't a dangerous shot. He managed to get it on net, but Reinbacher played that fairly well. He's got very good agility for a 6'3.5" kid. Good pivots, good lateral agility, good backward skater. And you see there, I don't know if you can. He chops the guy's stick right here. You can't really see it, but he good stick chop. Stay away from my goalie. He's got that edge. He's got that edge to his game, and I like it. Here he is in the corner. Gives the guy a little bum check. I like that. Hit him with his ass so that he could turn around and keep his eye on the puck. That was smart. And here again, look at the, cut off the guy from making a pass. The length and the good positioning. Kept the guy at bay. Didn't get anywhere near the net. Good job getting it to his forward there. Forward turned it over, so that's not on him. Again, good luck getting around him. To the net, you're just not. You might squeeze past onto the boards, but it won't be on a beeline to the net. There, good little dish by him, but again, forward turns it over. Good job getting it over the red line and dumping it in. He makes smart little quick passes to the offensive zone at times. There, right? Waltzed around the other guy. Reinbacher gets over, gets a stick on it. That length and mobility thwarts a lot of offensive opportunities for the other team. Look at him here. Excellent defense. And then he gets in a little bit of a cross-check war with another guy. Again, I like it. He's not afraid to mix it up. Good job getting it out of the zone there. His closest winger didn't really give him an option. And then bing, bam, over to his defense partner right away. He's a smart, underrated passer. He really is. Look at them get back here. Again, you're not gonna burn him for too many breakaways. He's pretty aware out there. And then fast. Here he cuts off the guy. With that length, it's really hard to get around him. And gets the puck up, backs away from the hit. He's not like Gooley. He doesn't take hits necessarily too often. And I like that too, because as you know, he's had a couple of injuries. Here he didn't really get much help. He was friggin'. But, you know, if you're going to lose the puck, lose it along the boards, right? He didn't make any poor plays there. And then gets the puck, gets in, keeps the puck moving in the offensive zone. How to move a guy in front of the net. Yeah, watch him here. Like Carrier should be showing this. He just basically put his arms around and lifted him up and moved him out. Said, no, here you go, buddy. You're not standing here. That wasn't Carrier the other night in that freaking goal, eh? Again, gets right back. Doesn't let the guy go to the net. Gets the puck out. Took the hit there, but hey, needed to. It was important to get that puck out. And hey, he took it well. Nice speed, eh? You can really wheel for a friggin' 6'3" guy, boy. Quick off the mark. Look at how much smaller the other guy is there, eh? Good luck out battling him for the puck along the boards. Just not happening. You're not getting past him. 5'9" guy, forget it. See, he identified the guy going to the front of the net, and he was going behind the net, and he's no. And then boxed him out. Didn't let him, stayed right on him. Had his stick in check. You know, guy wasn't going to score from there. As you can see from these, and look at this, eh? Look at the freaking wheels on the big guy. I want to see that again. Check out the long stride, eh? And how quick his legs are for a 6'3.5" guy. And that other guy could move, but forget it. You're not beating him. This was Thorp. By the way, Thorp, I'm going to do another video on Thorp soon because he's reaching another level there, folks. I thought it might not be till next year, but Thorp is emerging. The torpedo is emerging here in the second half of the season. He just keeps getting better by the month, folks. Nice play by him there, getting the puck back. Look at that, eh? Instead of just dumping it in. Again, I like how he turns his body and passes the puck where it's safe, so it doesn't get intercepted. He seems to always be the guy getting back and retrieving the puck because of his wheels. Nice, pretty good. Not just the short passes that he's good with. He can thread the needle on the long ones too. Steps up and hits the guy, and then wheels out. Like, good luck getting around him. Yeah, puck went off his stick, but did the guy beat him? No, he did not. And there again, front of the net, sticks right to the guy. Comes up, and his range is just excellent. Here again, you see the pivots, the lateral agility. Shifted over to the boards and beat the guy to it and rubbed him out. And gets the puck. Gets it up. Another smart play. That was the right play. And again, avoided getting really hit. Textbook there too. Right play. Just keep seeing the right play 90% of the time. Not always the case with Montreal's defensemen these days. But I really think, a lot of their issues could get solved with this guy being in the lineup. It's just the range, the net clearing ability, the edge, the outlet passes, the solid positioning, the close, the tight gaps that he plays. There's a lot of things that he can, a lot of issues that the Montreal's defense score has that he can help solve. So I don't know. I want to see him against Boston tomorrow night. I really do. But the fact that he hasn't been called up yet, like if they'd wanted him to play against Boston, he's practicing with the team today, right? So I'm not sure. Not sure what's going on in that regard. Nobody's seen news, no late breaking news as I'm doing this saying Reinbacher's been called up. I've been checking all day. Typed in Reinbacher in X quite a few times. Nice play back again. This was OT. And playing big minutes. Hey, Didier Bisson and Engstrom all out right now. Three of their top 4 or 5 defensemen. So Reinbacher's been asked to carry a heavy load, and he's doing a great job, There he was. He's good at 3-on-3 in the AHL. That speed. Look at how he passes the puck, eh? Just nice touch. But there you have it. Nice game, wasn't it? 8 of the last 9 that I've watched. Very, very, very solid. Best player on the ice most nights. And considering he's 21 years old, I like it a lot. So, Kent, the clock's ticking. Like I said in my my thumbnail, my YouTube thumbnail, call this kid up. He's going to be more effective than Carrier right now. He's exactly what the team needs. Kent said he wanted him overripe. Well, the peel's coming off the banana here. It's time. I want to see him. I want him to get a look. Montreal's at the bottom of the standings in goals against. They're at the bottom of the league in penalty killing. I'd like to see him on the PK. I want to see him in the lineup. Hey, you've got 5 call-ups. If he doesn't look ready, you send him back down. It's not, it's not that complicated. And you can bring him up, give him a look. Not ready, send him back down. And by the way, Hutson, who's going to have a big game tomorrow night? I can pretty much, in fact, if I was a betting man, and if you are better, I'd put some money on Lane Hutson getting points tomorrow night. Like multiple points. He'll, knowing Lane Hutson, how pissed off he was at himself for, costing the team a win, pretty much. He's a competitive, proud young man, and he'll be dynamic tomorrow night. I can guarantee it. When one signs into YouTube and puts in HabsCast, it doesn't provide chat feature. The link above does. Okay. And I'm being displeased with McTavish play. Healthy scratching makes me wonder if he might have been the player from the mystery trade at the trade deadline. I don't know about that. I know everybody wanted, when they were having some troubles trading him at the trade deadline, signing him in the summer. McTavish, get McTavish. I don't know. Do you think that he's like what, $7 million a year for 6 years? He's not playing like a $7 million player right now. Do you really think at this point Montreal was trying to get him? I don't know. It was more fans wanting Mason McTavish in the offseason than the Habs, as far as I know. But you can step back. We can speculate it. It's one of 700 players, so you can go back. Gagnon said it was a top 4 right D with term left. Okay, well, I'll say it was a center from the Western Hemisphere that likes Camembert. That's what I heard. So, yeah. Yeah. Interviewed Kent. Yeah, well, you think Kent would tell him? Come on, guys. Whether it's true or not, I have no clue. Like Grant, though, I want to see Rhino already. There you go. Clickbait, yes. Time to rein things in on the back end. Ooh. Yeah, I'm going full Rhino. I'm horny to see Rhino in the lineup. That's for damn sure. I need my Rhino aphrodisiac. Included Habs and trade rumors. Always good for the clicks. Yes. That's what I should have started with, eh? Is this the guy? And have a silhouette and a question mark. Is this the guy? This is who the Habs were trading for. And I'd have 5,000 views already. No, not going down that road, folks. My integrity is more important than my affluence. Let Carrier rest a little. I'm so down. Yep. Good. They can sit Galley. They can sit anyone. Just about. I was looking at Puckpedia the other day for a selling team with a right-hand defense that could fit with the Habs and would be considered significant. Can't really find any. No. Well, Connor Murphy would have done the job, and all it would have taken was a little more than a second-round pick. I mean, Edmonton's second-round pick is not going to be that much lower than Montreal's. But they are behind him in the standing, so it would have taken a little bit of a sweetener, but Jesus. I think we have players trying to pad their stats instead of protecting the D zone. Roland Pilon. Hey, Roland. I'm not sure Rhino would make a huge difference right away, but he will get experience and progress. You don't think that he's an upgrade on Carrier, do you not there, Jimbo? Well, I wish you'd have looked a little closer at that video because I think the evidence says otherwise, buddy. I always get a kick out of people like you play a video, and I'm not saying you, Jimbo, in this instance, but I've played videos and it shows Reinbacher cross-checking guys in front of the net, getting in scrums, hitting 3 or 4 guys and say, yeah, but does he have a physical edge? Well, were you not watching the video that I just put up? If Rhino can clear the net, he'll be worth his weight in gold. Well, he's a very strong boy. I think he'll be fine. Perfect timing, Jack Eye talk. Yes. All Jack Eye all the time. Habs have the Bees on a back-to-back tomorrow night. Yes, if they can't dig down deep enough to pull out the win, then that'll dictate their path as the season winds down. So you're saying it's a must-win. Is that what you're saying, Glenn? Well, if they don't win tomorrow night, things do get... I mean, they've already... Money Puck gave them an 80% chance of being in the playoffs. They lose tomorrow night to Boston. Boston wins tonight. Guess what? It's down to about 60. So, yeah. Yeah, I'd say a point, minimum of a point is imperative tomorrow night against... Oh, good. New Jersey's come back and tied them because it was 2-0. Oh, but not so good. Flames were up on Detroit. Now it's 4-2 Detroit over Boston. Over Calgary. Which doesn't shock me, but I did have some hope when they got off to the quick start. Any word on how long Larkin's going to be out? Comp for centering the first line, Finney centering the second, and he has a goal. Casper centering the third. I still don't see Detroit as... I think they're still a little ways away, but they're staying in it. They've got a pretty solid defense now. I agree, Struble has been good recently. Something he has proved is his timing to go deep in the offensive zone. Yeah. No, he's been joining the play, going in, getting shots on goal. Made 2 really nice passes that almost like that. The really good Cappy chance the other night where he's in the slot. the game against San Jose, that was a pass from Struble, and earlier on he had made another great pass. No, he's one point there he had more assists in a 4-game span than Jacky had in 100 and some games. So he does bring a little more offensive punch than Arbor does. That is for sure. Sorry, folks, about the joke about Sammy starting. Yeah, you're lucky you weren't banned for that, Scott. I think Rhino will play better with his group of pros and improve faster, better in Montreal. Could be. I agree. If they don't need Jacky, then trade him. I like having him around. He's a good guy. He's a good guy in the organization. Good character. Keeps the guys loose. Doesn't hurt you if he comes in to replace somebody if there's an injury or whatever. Doesn't complain if he's not dressed. No, and there is that. You need a guy in the other team's got a goon or whatever. You can dress him for those games too and stuff. I hold on to Jacky if I'm the Habs. We had Kobe, Armia, Dvorak, Mayu, and we trade them or let them go. Or would they be with them in the lineup? Yeah. Well, what I was looking at today was the, if they hadn't got rid of their right defenseman that they had a couple years ago, like let's go back to the draft 3 years ago or whatever it was, 2022 was it? And they move up. Yeah, it was 2022. They trade Romanov for what they ended up doing was trading the 66th pick Romanov and the 98th pick to get Kirby Doc. Now, if they would have kept Romanov, right? And 66th, 98th pick, I personally had Ryan Green end of the first. Really liked him. Mid-50s or whatever, you start talking to teams, say, hey, 66th pick and 98th, the two that they gave up to get Doc along with Romanov, will you trade down for those two? A lot of teams will take that. That's when you look at the value chart, that's good. That's good value. And yeah, okay, we'll do that. So, if today they'd have kept Romanov, so you got Alex Romanov, a physical right defenseman. Okay. You got Ryan Green, third line, two-way center with a bit of jam. Okay. Like, that'd be nice. And then not trade away Kovacevic for a 4th-round pick. They'd still have him. Okay. Big right defenseman, physical. Be nice to have in the lineup right now. And then don't make a guy that healthy scratch. Well, Logan Mayhew's playing 25 minutes right now in St. Louis and looking good. Big, physical right defenseman. Having those three on the team right now would be solving a lot of the issues that they've got right now, wouldn't it? They'd be in pretty good shape. And Romanov's out of the lineup now, but if he'd not been traded, he wouldn't have got pushed into the boards on Long Island because he wouldn't have been playing in that game. So he'd probably be healthy right now. And that's Dobson, Mayu, Kovacevic, Romanov on the right. We wouldn't be having these discussions about needing Reinbacher to come up and be the savior. They'd be fine on the right. They wouldn't have had to trade for Carrier, right? Anyway, like you could even argue if they'd still have those defensemen, that Dobson, Reinbacher is going to be as good as Dobson someday, I believe. They wouldn't have even had to make the Dobson trade, really. They'd still have Heineman. They'd, could have picked Aitchison and who knows with the other pick. There were a lot of Carbonneau, whatever. There'd be fewer holes that need to be filled if they'd have just left the defense as it was. But I suppose if you look at it in another way, if they'd have kept all the defensemen, then they'd have held on to Kulak too. And if they'd have done that, then they wouldn't have got Lane Hutson. So, if you want to be fair in that regard, then, some of their moves with defensemen turned out okay. But they'd still have Justin Barron too if they hadn't traded for Carrier. So there'd be no depth issue on the right side if they'd have just let things be. It's almost a little like, they're so loaded on the left, but they kept getting rid of right defensemen. And now what were they trying to trade for at the deadline? And likely, all these rumors about them, big deal that didn't go through, probably was a right defenseman and a good one. Well, if they'd have just held onto the ones that they had, they'd be fine now. But anyway, that's hindsight's 2020, as they say, right? So when you look at it, all of the trades that Kent Hughes has made, he still comes out on top, I would say. I put something up here not too long ago, kind of a chart, and it was still in his favor. Thank goodness for that Kulak trade. All right, let's get back. Chris, you're fairly new here. Oh, that's okay, buddy. I'm glad you're on board, and keep posting, and it's all good. I'd like to have Mayu back. Armia was useful and produced much. Yeah. It was time to move on from Armia, I think. But hey, they could have used Armia and Dvorak this year, I guess. I like Dvorak's a better player than Evans, as far as I'm concerned. I would have kept Dvorak over Evans, but they paid less for Evans, and that had some factor in it, I guess. Why do Struble and Carrier go deep in the offensive zone? Well, when there's an opportunity. Struble, I haven't minded his forays into the defensive zone. This year, I'm learning more about the game this season in particular. Good man. Simo likes Reinbacher's IQ. Yeah, it's half decent, isn't it? He has excellent gap control, something a few of our Ds don't have. That's true. Unfortunate we lose Armia's contract is actually quite decent, I think. Yeah, maybe. Everyone wants to be a star. Bolduc is 23. Armia minus 32. Bolduc has 26 points. Armia 20. Yeah. Armia's really helping them out on the PK, though. No stats don't show up in the plus minus. Jordan, did you not become a member for a month the other day? Or did you just get another month's membership on top of the other? I'm not sure how that works. But if you did, like if you just got a membership for another month on top of the other month, thank you very much. I appreciate it. I really do. How high is Fowler's ceiling? 60 top 10 NHL starter, 50 to 60 games, win you a cup. That'd be his upside. Yeah, that's right. Armia's, they miss Armia on the PK big time. After seeing the video again, bring him up. He looks better than half RD. I know. Half. How about all? Bolduc has more upside than Armia ever had and is in this team age group. Yeah. Bolduc doesn't have a whole pile of upside that I see. He's never going to be a big point guy. Not a playmaker, that's for sure. And if he's not scoring goals, it's been 27 games since he scored a goal. That ain't good enough. The jury is still out on Zach Bolduc. He wouldn't be the first good Q, productive Q guy not to live up to his billing at the NHL level, but we'll see. I don't see a pile of skill there. Like he's not an east-west guy. He's not a dangler. He's his passing and vision, just okay. He's -7 too, by the way. I don't think that's what you said on your thing, but 27 games. Is it really 27 games without a goal? Yeah. He'll have a fire lit under him there, hopefully, sitting out. Yeah, Armia would help, but you know what? He's not here, so neither is Romanov, neither is Mayu, neither is Kovacevic. So I guess we have to move on. Fine with our D going deep. Yeah, me too. That's what they're told to do, and they're not going to say, "Oh no, you don't do it." Just these guys. You never, if you like, that's how they're encouraged to do that, and that goes for all of them. Bolduc trade was never made. Mayu might not have the chance with the big club. Oh, I think looking at the team right now, I think he'd be in the lineup. Where do you see Bolduc playing with the prospects has in a pipeline? Fourth liner. He might be a fourth liner. I think his upside at this point is third line. But fourth line, third line. He's young, can't give up on. Oh no, I'm not giving up on him. Just don't see him being a, the hope was that he was middle line, maybe first line upside. Or I say bottom six upside. And that's in part because the Canadiens just have a lot of, I like Hage more. It's hard not to, Jurowski's got more upside, but we'll see with him. But you add Hage to you replace Newhook with Hage. That top six, I can't see Bolduc being better than any of them in the future. A lot of them are even younger still, so he's already not better than Demidov and Slav and Cappy. So, is that going to change? Probably not. Seeing that Demidov and Slav are both younger, right? Ooh. You're not watching, Matt. You're not watching Mayu. He's playing 25 minutes a game and playing well, Simon. No, he's a good skater. Long, good reach, long stick. Just needs reps, man. You're underestimating Logan Mayu. I'm from London, and I watched, and he was probably the best player in the ice in those games. Yeah. Oh, frig. London, man amongst boys. The elephant in the room is that Gorton built a. Yeah, I brought this up, Archer, more than once, and I agree that was that's sort of why he got fired. The Panarin, Tom Wilson, and nobody to freaking do anything about it. Getting steamrolled in the playoffs. There's some similarities there, right? Washington steamrolled us last year, and they didn't do anything about it this year. I wonder if that's the philosophy. They think, no, we don't need to be tough. We can win without toughness. Well, got him fired in New York. I hope it doesn't get him fired in Montreal eventually. We'll see. So call up tomorrow? I don't know. The fact that he wasn't called up today kind of leans towards maybe they aren't calling them up. Maybe they're not watching my videos and listening to my advice. That would be disappointing. Wouldn't be the first time. That's probably smart. That's probably a smart idea, actually. Not to always listen to what I have to say, but you can always hold out hope that it may be tomorrow, but the signs point towards, with him not being called up today, that maybe it's not going to happen. Not right now, anyways. And perhaps they still plan on doing it, but they think with Laval having 3 important defensemen out right now, call up another one. Maybe they're thinking, well, we'll wait a little while, wait till 1 or 2 of these guys is back and then do it. That would be the only reason I think that they wouldn't do it if they are planning on calling him up before the end of the season. But again, I'm guessing here. Gorton is not alone here. Hughes and MSL, I'm sure, are looking at what it is needed and will be dealt with. Although, but Hughes, the GM, didn't make any deals at the deadline to get tougher. That was pretty obvious. And MSL, I don't know. He wouldn't play Blais. Zeta sat 50 straight games last year. Jack-Eye, everyone complains about him not being in the lineup, and the Marty almost seems averse to physical, tough players. So I don't know. Does he have you think he's got a different philosophy than Gorton? I don't know. Maybe he's one of the reasons why they're not doing that. Never trust a forward to do a defenseman's job. How many times has this caused odd man rushes? Not an MSL type player with a high hockey IQ, more of a north-south basic player. Not sure he'll evolve. Well, he's not going to evolve into a top six forward because, well, first of all, because of what you say, but also because the Canadiens have better options. Hopefully he can evolve into a solid 25 goal scoring third line winger that hits. I think that's his upside, and that's pretty good. But, you know, not leaning towards that right now. Too much pressure on him. Even though they admit they haven't seen him play in Laval. Okay. Well, thanks. Thanks for that update. Drive show. Mitch was saying that? Pretty sure they traded for Bolduc with the hope he would provide scoring and grit. I know he's young. He hasn't shown enough of that, and I want him to succeed. Well, we all do. Why is man to man? The strategy is because Habs are a fast team. It's more of a hybrid, is it not? I believe MSL is grooming him and teaching him to become a real player for a long time. Mayhew's getting more minutes on the bottom feeder. He's a right defenseman, Emil. Montreal has one right defenseman, and Carrier. Yeah, he'd be getting lots of minutes in Montreal right now, the way he's playing. Why would you bring up her? Why do people not like left defense and right defense are two different? You know, two different things there, Emil. You didn't play defense, I guess, eh? When you played when you had your tryouts with Chris Digman's Brandon Wheat Kings. The hybrid man-to-man can be effective, but I think it's the wrong system. Could be. Robidas is a poor defensive coach. I don't know about that. I don't think he's got the... Give him 3 friggin' right defensemen and 3 left defensemen. Give him some size. Like, you can't make friggin' chicken salad out of chicken shit. Gorton answered to Molson. If Hughes says they need more grit size, Gorton will... Okay, well, anyway. Everybody's got to say. Gorton's got to say. Hughes makes the big decisions, but Gorton okays it. Marty might have a little bit of say. Assistant GM has say. Everybody has a say, but Hughes was hired to be the GM. He makes the moves. So it'd be him making the decisions. And if Gorton's... I doubt that Gorton's nixing hardly anything. They'll have some discussions and he'll put in his 2 cents, but I would say, and this is this is a normal chain of it. Like, the GM is the guy that makes the moves. He's the one that makes the call, says, okay, right? They'll look at Gorton. You okay with that? Yeah. Okay. This team makes applause and we bounced out like the Caps did last year. Could be. I think Mayu is better than Carrier, Struble, and Jackeye. Well, again, right defenseman, he'd be playing right now. But, we can talk about... It's kind of irrelevant. He's not here, right? I want to see Reinbacher up as soon as possible. Yeah. Some of those plays at eye level, you get an appreciation on how tall this guy is. He's definitely over 6'3", and you can tell he's filling out that frame. Skates like the wind to boot. Yeah, he's 6'3.5" minimum. He towers over 5'9", 5'10" guys. Yeah. No, he's going to be a big boy. Describe Reinbacher in one word: smooth. He processes the game quicker, and he's ready for the pace of the NHL. Yes. Oh, geez. What minus 20? Bring up, when you're talking about a player, Emil, Mayu played 100 games in the OHL. Just needed reps. He's minus 15 or minus 20, which is a stupid stat to begin with on a team. One minute you're saying, oh, St. Louis is a bottom feeder. He wouldn't play in Montreal. Next year, bringing up that he's minus 20. Well, yeah, on a bottom feeder. So you're going in circles here, Emil. You think anybody's plus 20 on St. Louis? No. So he was minus 15 his first 15 games. But check it out in the last 20 when he's gone from playing 8 to 10 minutes a game to playing 25. Last 10 games, he's averaging 23 minutes a game, and it's plus minus. I think he's plus. So what that shows is that there's been progression as he's gotten used to the NHL game. A guy, a raw 6'3" defenseman that needed time and needed reps. His curve is like this. Bolduc's is like this right now. Which would you rather have? Emil, you get me worked up sometimes. It's like he matured and grown into his body and looks in total control and position himself, getting that stick in traffic lanes to force the opponent to circle back and reset. Yeah, let's get back on. Let's talk about Reinbacher here. We always end up going down rabbit holes, I wish I hadn't even brought up Mayu at this point now. No, exactly, Glenn. He's all of those things are, and I'm glad you spotted them as well. Any news on Doc? I'm not sure. The clock on Doc. Let's go back to the 3-3 now. Boston and the Devils. Come on, New Jersey. Pull one out of the hat here, guys. Doc and Dano won't be on the team next year. Yeah. Doc will be on the team next year, Emil. Dano has another year left on his contract. Wrong again. Kent Hughes can bring Reinbacher up, but Marty St. Louis has to want to play him and trust him enough in a playoff race. Yeah, well, we'll see. Reinbacher didn't follow the puck. He went in the spot he's supposed to defend. Good awareness. Well said. The worry I have about calling up Reinbacher, would MSL only play him for 8-10 minutes? Okay. And we've got Emil talking about Doc again. All right. Like clockwork. Matheson is a wonderful skater, no question, but seems like he makes detrimental mistakes every game. Well, when you play 25 minutes in a poorly structured, defensively poorly structured team with not a lot of support from the offense, playing 4 or 5 minutes on the PK every night, yeah, there's going to be mistakes. Absolutely. I'll say this, and I mean, it's like a broken record. I think every show I got to say it, but it takes 2 years to recover from serious knee injuries. Doc will not cost a lot to re-sign. He'll be signed. They frickin' traded Romanov and 2 fairly high picks for him. They're not going to give up on a 25-year-old former top 3 pick because the first year after missing 2 years with a serious knee injury, he's not fantastic. He'll be signed. It won't cost a lot. If by the trade deadline he's still not progressing next year, then maybe you see him move. But no, Doc's not going anywhere. He's an RFA. They'll re-sign him. It'll be cheap, and he'll have one last opportunity in Montreal. There's nothing else. That's it. Nothing else is going to happen with Doc. As far as, okay, come on. Hughes didn't come right out and say he's a short-term solution that we're trading him. Come on. Sorry, guys. I'm going to wrap this up soon here. MSL did give Engstrom decent ice time. I could see him doing the same with Reinbacher. Yeah. Yeah, I think so. If they bring him up, I don't know. They're overusing their 4 offensive defensemen, plus they traded away so far their most robust defenders. I know. Jess Finner. That's a new name. Thanks, Jess. Thanks for coming on board. Mark. Member for 4 months. Ho, ho, ho. Suzuki minus 29 on a shitty team. Impact his number. Plus minus to bring that, trot that out. Come on. That's just, it's well known that it's the friggin' least. Plus minus is not a accurate gauge on a young friggin' player, defenseman on a shitty team. Come on now. Arbor should be playing with Hutson, little moves, and Arbor big shot, plus nobody would touch Hutson. What is the percentage of your opinion the Habs make the playoffs? Well, it's 80%. I'll go with Money Puck's percentage here. George, thanks for tuning in, and thanks for asking. We have some new names in here. They're not all talking about Kirby Doc. I like it. Asking me questions and good stuff. Ask Josh Anderson to play D-man next year. There you go. That's a new name too, Jacques Viol. Hey, Jacques. Yeah, maybe, eh? Yeah. I prefer Justin Barron over Veilleux for his defensive play. Yeah. Okay. You're going with the old narrative, what Simon told you for 5 years? Hey, remember? Veilleux's nothing. He'll never be more than a 7th defenseman. Well, he's playing 25 minutes a game, so wrong. Unlikely Habs trade for Dobson if they still had Romanov. Maybe not. Yeah. Columbus playing the way the Habs need to play. They're getting points on a regular basis. Something special happening under bonus. It's going to be tight. Oh, yeah, it is. Malcolm missed 20 games, Crosby 10, and they're still in the race. I know, it's crazy, eh? Please take a minute to like and subscribe. Oh, Mark, somebody finds me funny. Good stuff. Toonie, your humor alone is worth this, Toonie. Thank you, Mark. I don't know if Emil finds me too funny, but hey, we butt heads on occasion, right? It's all good. Poor Carrier, he gets buried twice a game. I like him, but a bit too small. Hey, Raymond Reed. Hey, Ray. I like these new names. Jeff Fenner, too, is not a very common one. Get Carrier out, too. Can't stand all those weak plays. Yeah. Emil. Oh, not talking about Doc. Well, we'll let. I'll talk about this one then. Once the team's roster evolves, I think we might see Marty's coaching change if he mirrors his playing days. Defensively, he was a very good player. I think people forget or didn't realize his defensive play. Yeah, you got some plus minus stats to back it up there, Emil. Yeah, no, he was a good defensive player for sure. He led the NHL in shorthanded goals a couple of years at like big numbers, shorthanded goals. Management seems allergic with physical defensemen. I think all offense is key in defense. Yeah. Engstrom is more physical than Matheson. No. I don't agree with that. Raymond. Although I wouldn't call Matheson big bruiser either. Dobson, Matheson, Reinbacher, Hutson, with Carriagoulet, Jack and Struble summing it occasionally. Yeah, I agree with that. They're overusing their 4 offensive defensemen. I agree, Jess. Absolutely. There's Charles, Scotland. I hear you. Based on draft, Reiner has a higher pedigree. However, Mayu is more physical, which you have sorely need. Yeah. Reinbacher, again, I think you're going to see Charles. If you've been watching some of these videos that I posted, every game he's clearing the front of the net. He's using his stick. He doesn't fight like Reinbacher fights, but what's physical? If you're just talking about ability to fight, okay, Reinbacher is more physical than Mayu's more physical than Reinbacher, but I don't think there's a big, huge difference in their physicality. And Reinbacher may even hit as often or more because of his ability to get, use those pivots and that agility and range to schmuck guys. Grant, what was your career plus minus? I don't know what kind of player you were. Yes, I was a very good plus minus. Killed penalties, hit totals were through the roof. More of a playmaker than a shooter, but I had a decent wrist shot. Grinder, playmaker, penalty killer, right winger, and good plus minus because I liked to take care of the defensive part of the game. Thanks, Mark. But you know what? I don't know what my plus minus was. They didn't, for some reason, in minor hockey, when they post the stats in the local paper, the plus minus wasn't there for some reason. Yeah. Plus minus overrated. Yeah. Well, I'm glad I'm getting some backing on this one. But anyway, I gave you a ton earlier for the crack about the mysterious trade person that made me chuckle. Okay. Well, I'll try to be more funny here as I go along to see the money come rolling in. I'll have to write some jokes for each show. Do you know something about the new signing, Dylan Bentley? Dylan Bentley. Is that how it's spelled? Dylan? Oh, it's two L's. Thank you. Thank you for that. I don't know what's going on with, I usually get emails from the team, but they don't appear to have sent it to me. I've probably been a little too critical of these guys lately. Cut me off. I never got word of that. Let me just check. Another Riverhawk. Isn't that where what's his face played there? Condata? Well, I'll be darned. I'm gonna have to send him a note. What I've heard in regards to Reinbacher, and if to call him up, the games are played, that projection grows. The day after Fowler came up, the big club, there wasn't enough cap room. No, I knew that. March 16th is the day. Can't use, can bring him up. Yeah. Well, that's today. Gaza. Okay. Well, no. Dylan Bentley, when did they announce this signing? UMass Lowell, assistant captain, 14 goals, 11 assists. Going to be playing in Laval, 6'4". Ooh, I like that. Guess what I'm going to be doing when I get off here, folks? I am going to be scouting Dylan Bentley, and I will I'll give everyone my thoughts on Dylan Bentley either tomorrow or the next day. We'll get him up. Okay? Thanks for the heads up there. Not sure why I did not get wind of that signing. Okay. Perfect. That's hey, bring some size. I like it. Stats aren't that bad either. Assistant captain. That's not too bad. 24, so played in the NAHL, so yeah. Late bloomer to a certain degree. 66 PIMs in the NHL. In his second year there, he was a captain. New Mexico. The NAHL. Huh. Well, that's an interesting, obviously, AHL depth, and maybe, who knows, maybe he impresses and gets a look someday. 2001, so he was 21 at that point. Huh. 20 years old. But 14 goals this year for UMass. 6'4" kid, 14 goals. Led the team in scoring. Yeah. All good. Thanks for the heads up. Thanks, Simo. When do your podcasts usually start? I ask because of the time change and I often miss the start. That's the thing, Charles. Unfortunately, I don't have an exact time because I kind of work. I got to work around, the young lad gaming down here, and when the Habs are playing and when they're not and stuff. When there's news, when there's not. I try to do during the day, noon, 1 o'clock, but I I also don't mind on nights where the Habs aren't playing, and I have a video that I've done. I kind of prefer doing it about 8:00 at night. So, but apologies that I don't have a regular schedule, and I post them on X. You can follow me on X at Grant McCagg, Twitter, and I always post about an hour beforehand. And also maybe, I think there's a notify button if you subscribe. And I don't know how it works, but do people get notified when there's an upcoming maybe Mark or somebody can guide you in that regard? Because I think, right, if you hit the notify button, if you're a subscriber, you'll be notified that there's a, once I put up the thing saying, once I put it on StreamYard and it's, it comes up on my YouTube channel, do people get notified that it's coming up? I don't know. You can let me know. Have you guys seen the incident in Quebec about a parrot? Attacking a refs. 38-year-old man. Notification will send you a push notification to your phone, provided you have the permission enabled to do so. All right. Okay, so you get notified 30 minutes before a podcast. Just wondering, it's not always easy to catch you live. All right. Well, if I post it like 3 hours before the podcast, will you not be notified 3 hours before? Or is it always just 30 minutes before? Dylan Bentley, the pride of my hometown, Peoria, Illinois. Really, eh? That's pretty cool. Hey, step out of, don't be shy there. Come into the limelight there, 2112. Let me guess, you're a Rush fan from Peoria, Illinois. Am I on the right track there? Limelight? You like the song Limelight, but 2112 is your favorite album from Rush? I'm pretty. Bentley is a super nice kid. Cool. That's good. Good information. Sure. So he's an Illinois boy, just like Dylan Hutson or Lane Hutson. Grew up in Chicago. Don't worry, he can be mean too. Well, he's a big boy, and he say, My concern though this year, UMass, he was -7. So I don't know. I think better trade him. Trade him in the off season. -7. That could be problematic, folks. Nate Miskey was -6. I like Nate Miskey. Played for Victoria. He was +24 in Victoria last year, -6. So UMass, fair to say, was not a powerhouse. There's a couple of guys -16, -15. Dallin Wakely, who played in the OHL, drafted by Edmonton. He had 5 less points than Dylan, and was -16. So he's really sucking hind teeth, so to speak. All right. I think the Habs will go on to win their next 3 games. Give our hearts a break. I want to blow out. Is it asking too much? 5-1. Up 3-0 in the first period. Sound defensive game. Alex Carrier all over the place. Hitting, banging, come a humping, thumping, and a whomping. Like from Slim Pickens from Blazing Saddles. Come a running into town, a humping and a... Oh, that's one of my all-time favorite movies and all-time favorite scenes. Yeah. Never count this team out. They continue to exceed expectations, just have a few growing pains. Good point, Charles. Good point, Charles, at what? 2:44 Scotland time. Still pretty sharp in the middle of the night, my friend. Pretty much caught up here. I could circle back and mention a few more Doc texts that were put out by a certain somebody, but I think maybe I'll pass. Oh, Don H. I may have missed this one. Sorry about that, Don. I should have caught this earlier. There's lots of people and some new names. So is this Don Ho? Tiny Bubbles in the line? Love the show. Well, thank you. I love that you're watching the show and that you said that. You said Carey is the only right-hand defenseman. Yeah, I may. No, I was talking in general about something, and no. I was talking about the guys that don't play much, like that could be sitting out. Because Dobson's not going to be sitting out, but amongst the rest of the crew, Carey is the only right-handed defenseman. Yeah. And yeah, I was wrong, and Emil was actually right about something. And thank you for pointing that out, Emil. And yes, just kidding there about that. Romanov is their left defenseman. That's a good point. Clocks haven't changed yet, so early night for me. Really? When do you spring ahead? I didn't know it was different in Scotland. I want a winning streak and a playoff spot secured 1 week prior to the end of the season so I can just calmly enjoy Hage arrival without the stress of critical games. Yeah, that's all I ask. Yeah. They prefer Bentley over Sam Harris, I guess. Oh, I don't think Denver's season's over, Simo. They'll be going to the final. They'll be going to the final 16. UMass Lowell season's ended, right? And Denver's still like their top 10. They're definitely top 16. So they'll be going. Now you got me curious. But it may behoove, don't forget to this Dylan Bentley guy played 4 years. He's 24 years old. Sam Harris is not 24 years old. I think he goes back for another year regardless, would be my guess. He's 22, and this is his junior year. I don't know if they'll sign him at this point. I think Harris probably goes back for another year, I would think. But if I'm not mistaken, Denver's not done. They're fourth ranked, so they're definitely going to the final 16, right? They lost in the regionals, but that's just the regionals. That's not the final tournament. There's always going to be the haters for Doc. Yeah. Hey, he's disappointed. There's no doubt about it. Hasn't reached his potential, and I get it. He's injury prone. He freaking gets breathed on too heavy, and he's out. I get it, but Rush Peoria. There you go. Yeah, but he won't be able to ask a lot of money. He's still young. He's got 2 years. Got to give him 2 years to get over that knee injury. Next year is the pivotal one for him. He's got to come in. He's got to friggin' solidify a third line spot, produce, play well, be healthy. He does that, then good. If he doesn't, then his career's over in Montreal. He might only sign a 1 year deal, maybe 2. I mean, they're not going to turn around and say, okay, we're giving you a 7 year contract here. I mean, they can't. Last Sunday of the month at 2. Used to be the same as North America until Canada went in line with the US. Oh, okay. Yeah, we used to be later. Used to be like just before playoff time, like the 1st of April, right? Habs don't seem to have trouble finding left D. For Dobson, I would say whoever was the last somewhat dominant right-hand D. Yeah. And yeah, I mean, it made more sense getting rid of Romanov because they were pretty stacked on the left side. So yeah, my mistake. And thanks for pointing that out, Emil. I think Marty has forgotten how important the big physical players on Lightning were to him to allow him to perform. Yes, Arbor makes mistakes, but do the positives outweigh the negatives? Yeah. I don't know. There's something there, But part of it, again, like that's not giving enough credit to Jaden Struble, too. Like, if Struble was no good, then Arbor would play every game. He'd never sit out. But Struble needs to play, too. He's still a developing young defenseman in defenseman terms. And Arbor's not going to play more than the other left defenseman. He's going to be on the third pairing. He's not playing ahead of the other guys. So that made sense years ago, but see no need now. Oh yeah, daylight savings time. Let's have a chat about daylight savings time. What's going on with that? We live in an urban society now. It's not all about the farmers. Get rid of the daylight savings time. Yeah. I actually don't mind it that much. It's a sign to me, okay, spring's coming. Let Stroobs play 15 minutes next game, bring Hutson's time down. I wouldn't mind that. You figure Struble's in? I think he probably is. But he fought Zadorov the last time at the but then Arbor fought him after that, right? Okay, guys, I'm gonna go another 5 minutes here. I am just a humble man. Kent Hughes was genuinely trying to get a D-man. It means Wi-Fi is out next year. He was trying to get a right defenseman, though. So maybe not. I think they like to keep him around. Arbor, like I say, character through the roof. Good team guy. Good 6'7" D-man. New Englander playing against Boston makes sense. Yeah, he gets up for those games. Salvatore Cavallino. Any relation to Gino, Salvatore? Thank you for subscribing. Keep up the good work. Thank you. Thank you for finally subscribing. You can get notifications now and know when I'm having these off the cuff. I left, I was going to go this aft, and I was waiting. Okay, I'll wait till the Reinbacher call up is, and then I'll do it right after. But it didn't happen. So I had my clips all ready to go, and it didn't happen. I mean, the most viewers that I've had in the last 5 months was when the Deneau trade broke, and I went on pretty soon after and got like 6,000 views. One of the reasons why I was quite disappointed on trade deadline day when they did SFA, and I did an 8-hour frickin' show here. Still kind of recovered from that. Barber doesn't do a great job clearing the net. Struve does a little better job. Oh, I find Arbor. Yeah. With a little more ice and play, I think he'll assert himself more. You can make that argument. He's a big, strong boy. They both are. I don't hate Jack Eye. I just see his ceiling not being much higher than what it is now. We have to remember he was an undrafted player. Yeah. With 107 mile an hour slap shot. People will bring that up and, well, yeah, but it has to be accurate. It has to get through the lanes. It's got to get on net. One thing having a 107 mile an hour slap shot, it's another bending the twine with it. He's played above what I thought he would be. Well, never drafted in the OHL, never drafted in the NHL. Yeah, he's, Devils win in overtime, folks. Thanks, Don Ho. Perfect. Only 1 point for Boston. Tina will be happy. She's a Sens fan, so that'll please her to no end. Detroit wins 5-2. So let's have a look at the standings. The updated standings on Flash Score. I love Flash Score for that. Live standings, folks. Maybe I'll take a snapshot and put it up so everybody's right up to date here. Pittsburgh's tied 1-1. Let's get this. I'm just getting the downloads. There we go. Sorry for the little delay here. Cotter scores. What? No, Bruins win in OT. What are you saying? No. Devils won. Cotter. Welcome back, Cotter. Scored the last 2 goals for Joyzy. Won it 5-minute mark. Good stuff. Why would you be saying that? Why would you be saying the Boston won if they lost? Hey, let me just get the. I'm going to bring up the updated standings here. Johnny Golden says the best podcast, Grant. Thank you. Hit that like button. Welcome Back, Cotter was a great sitcom. His dreams were his ticket out. Welcome back to that same old place that you laughed about. There's Donnie McCaskill, the Sweathogs. Arnold Horshack. All right. Pittsburgh, if they end up tying, getting 1 point, 82, they can jump ahead of the friggin' Habs with a win today. That sucks. Detroit, 82 as well, but played 2 more games than the Habs. Islanders, 81. Again, losing those 2 friggin' games did not help, did it? Bruins with the loss, 80. So played 1 more game, 2 points back. This is way too friggin' tight, folks. If Boston beats Montreal tomorrow, they're tied. Another team tied with them. So the Habs basically tied with everybody if they lose tomorrow night in regulation. Don't like it. Don't like it. Columbus, 79. Holy frig, eh? So the Habs are 3 points out of being out of the playoffs. So now you know why I wasn't happy that they lost those 2 games. And Reinbacher wasn't called up and playing because they didn't have the friggin' cap space. But apparently it doesn't matter because they haven't called him up anyway. What's up with that? I don't know. Donnie McCaskill, Sweat Hogs, $5. Thanks, Don. Yep. Welcome Back, Carter was a great sitcom. Yeah. And who knew that Vinny Barbarino would become Saturday Night Fever? That he'd have hit singles, Grease, and become a Scientologist. You just never know. Johnny Golden with the best text of the night. Thank you, Johnny. I agree 100%. Smithers. Why are you saying that, Smithers? You're wrong, Smithers. Arbor first year was his best, so what went wrong? Arbor talk, eh? We just can't help ourselves. We should start an Arbor Jack Guy fan club. I started the Jaden Stubel fan club. We can't let the young guys know how old we are. Yeah. Young guys won't know. They won't be able to figure it out. They don't know. Like, what? Welcome back, Cotter. Well, if you can answer this, then show your age. What's Jenny's phone number? 8675309. 8675309. I still remember. We have to win our next game. We will win. There we go. Oh, see, my singing's getting me dineros. What else would you like? Maybe pay me not to sing? So would that be the preference? I used to be karaoke king. Yeah, these guys are pretty good at their live standings. Why did they They usually get that right. It's got them having the win in overtime here now. So did they friggin' win then? What's going on? They disallow the Cotter goal and give it to somebody else. Won it in a shootout. Looks like they scored. Like, did they run out of time? No, New Jersey won. I don't know. I'm going to check the NHL.com. They've got him with 81. Flash score, you're fired. Okay, Boston's 1 point. So they'll friggin' move ahead if they beat the Habs. No pressure. Jesus. They're plus 11 goal differential. Habs are plus 13. So could it be any friggin' tighter, folks? Again, I don't like it. I don't like it. Don't like it. Thanks, Francois. I bet I'm older. And I've lived in Scotland 34 years, so you know my age. Yeah. Vinny B. Vinny Barbarino. Not Vinny T. I'm young. 55. Holy frig. You ever? Just a young pup. Salvatore. Grant, you got to think if Habs miss the playoffs. Okay, we're getting back on hockey here. Because how bad the defensive system is, Marty will be on the hot seat, and maybe Pascal might be closer than you think. Yeah, maybe. Yeah. Salvatore, the thing is that Marty, this will be 5th straight year that the team has gotten more points. And that's with the second youngest team in the league. I don't think Marty's job is in jeopardy at all at this point. Next year, if they take a step back, then we'll talk. Maybe. Grant, you should create permanent live tube videos for each of the subjects you are bored of. You just put a dummy in front of the camera. Jack Hyatt wing. There you go. Yeah. And it can just, yeah, that's good, Francois. Doc, don't resign Doc. Put dummy up, and Emil can have 400 posts. That's a good plan. Plus minus the best stat. Do a topic. That'd be good. I think Emil left. Why would that be? Alrighty. Devils definitely won. The fact there was zero movement today or any news on Kirby is frustrating. Yeah. Habs not listening to you, Suzuki on, so Gallagher on PP, Evans on PK. Yeah. Suzuki on shootout. Yeah. Matthews, too many minors, no Reinbacher. No, they aren't listening to me. I think they're doing like the exact opposite. No, Grant, Boston lost an OT, but had 80. Yeah, thank you. I was fortunate my dad had season tickets before the late 60s and 70s, so saw great Habs teams and many cup wins. Ooh, I bet. I only remember 8 or 9. That would have been the best time to have season tickets. You're right, Grant. I was thinking Vinny T. Testaverde. Grant, do you believe Reinbacher could be as good defensively as Jakob Slavin? Maybe. He's good defensively, though. But, yeah, that'd be a good bar for him to try to jump over. Definitely. All right. Anybody planning on sending me any more money? You better do it quick, because I'm packing her up here. 2-hour show. I try to keep it under 2 hours now, but you guys keep me rolling here. Hi, Grant. The hit on Kirby was a total blind shot to the head. What do you think? Yeah. And I wish they would have, wish they'd have just dropped the gloves and went after him. Not ask him to fight. Make it so he had no choice. Samurai, you're usually early, but you're late tonight. I was tanking on purpose so their draft pick would better some more value to make that big trade they talked about. Hope I'm joking. Yeah. Thanks for the show, Grant. Always appreciate your time. Okay, man. Let's see. Those extra 2 minutes. Got myself another toonie. All right. Donnie, you just came in for a donation. Yeah, you weren't saying too much, buddy. Hey, thank you to everybody. Thanks, Mark, for renewing your membership for 4 months and me getting you to laugh. Thanks, Donnie, for the $5, as always. Francois, another toonie from you. You're a faithful contributor. Thank you so much. Jordan just got another membership, but didn't have much to say. Thank you, Jordan. Mark with his 3-month membership and threw in a toonie as well. Variety's a spice of life. Sheldon, been a great, probably made the first donation ever. I think Sheldon got it started. And anyone ever here? We've never heard from Germain, eh? You don't know, like, was he going to Mexico or something? And he's never, a lot of crap been going down there. I've been a little worried about him. Very first one. Hey, Grant, I enjoy listening to you on the Sick podcast. Yeah. Will you ever be on with Tony again? Probably not. I appear to be considered a competitor now, I guess. Contributions later in the week as I have hit my monthly subs. Oh no, man. That's all good. Good night, everyone. Okay, Sheldon, thank you. Good night, Grant. My membership just renews automatically. Okay. Ciao, Charles. His wife must have killed Jermaine when you saw the credit card bill. I know, eh? He was like, it's weird. Like, he went from friggin' like tons and tons, and he was friggin' emailing me lots, and just he's fallen off the face of the earth. So I got to try emailing him again. I sent one, but it may have been to the wrong email or secondary. I got to send him another one because I'm starting to worry a bit. I don't think I pissed him off. Hope not. He's probably in the penalty box after his wife got the CC bill. Yeah. Mine does too. Those chats I get once a month as a perk. Those. Oh boy. All right. They got to keep us in line, eh, boys? Thanks, everyone. I got to go. And tomorrow, noon, Charles, just so you know, noon tomorrow, 5 o'clock. Always game day, yeah. I'm doing one tomorrow, so 5 o'clock your time. And or 4 maybe, if there's 4 hours difference right now. Noon here. I'm doing one with Eric McGramella. Okay? Yeah, try your best, Charles. Okay, everyone. And it'll be welcome back tomorrow. All right. Bye for now. Hope to see you tomorrow.